Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're rocking the positive and happy t-shirt because positive mindset, positive results, and we're going to go into a really important topic for me because I want to help as many people as possible, of course, with my messages in this channel. And one of the people that I would like to help is smokers because I use myself to be a heavy smoker and I used to smoke. I didn't came to the point of smoking one pack of cigarettes a day, but I used to smoke a lot. So I definitely understand you. Right now I have 2 months without smoking, and I literally passed to smoking to not smoking in a day. And it was after reading this amazing book that is called The Craving Mind, which explains literally how the brain works when it comes to any kind of addiction. So I'm first going to explain you how the brain works when it comes to addiction, and then I'm going to explain you how I use this to stop smoking myself. So for you to understand how the brain works when it comes to any kind of addiction, we have to understand the basics of the brain. Okay, we're going to travel back in time, even before the Stone Age, to the time where the only thing that we had to care about was to get food and to try to survive every day because we were probably in the jungle. So in those times, you have to understand that the brain works with something that is called trigger, behavior, and reward. So, for example, you're hungry, that is a trigger. Then your behavior is I'm going to look for something to eat. And then when you find food, you get the reward, that is that you get calories and you get energy to be able to be alive, okay? But for your brain to also make you, for example, you were in the jungle and you took this plant and you eat it and it tasted good and you know that it is good food, your brain also starts producing dopamine when you eat that plant. So now you remember where you got the plant and what type of plant did make you good, because remember, dopamine is makes you feel good. It makes you feel really good. It is actually addictive, and there is a whole community of dopamine detox, because getting dopamine in the wrong ways can actually make you get into behaviors that are not good for your general life in society. So now that we understand that we have the trigger, behavior, reward working in our brain, I want you to understand how your moral standards also affect the trigger, behavior, reward. An example: if you are a family that is, your father is a hunter, your father will teach you that hunting and killing animals is not bad. So you will go outside and you will hunt for animals, and every time you kill, let's say, a big animal, a big prey, and you go home really excited to say, Father, look what I killed, look the animal that I was able to get by my own, you get that dopamine release in your brain, okay? But now let's use the same example in a family that is vegan. They have a kid, and the kid is goes out and kills an animal and brings it back. Everybody tells him it is wrong, that he has to eat plants. So his brain does it will not start producing dopamine every time he kills an animal, because of course it is not related to his moral standards, and he will get rejected every time he comes home. So for him it will be better to just eat plants, be accepted by his family, and every time he makes a new salad, a new type of salad that tastes really well, he's going to get that dopamine release in his brain, okay? So your moral standards can also affect the way you produce dopamine in your brain. And I want to tell you this because now we're going to get into smoking. Smoking, of course, is something that doesn't make you good. It's something that makes it harms the body. It has, of course, these chemical components that are addictive and create dependence, but it doesn't make good to the body. But your moral standards are the trigger, behavior, reward. Trigger, maybe you are stressed. Your behavior is I will smoke a cigarette, and then you get the reward that your brains produce that dopamine hit every time you smoke that cigarette. But your brain is not giving you that dopamine hit for smoking the cigarette because it actually makes good to the body, because it doesn't make good to the body. It is related to your moral standards. It is related to the fact that you think that smoking after being stressed is going to relieve stress from you, because that's what society has taught you. If you are with a group of people that nobody smokes in that group, and every time they see you smoking, they tell you, no, smoking is not good, no, smoking doesn't release stress, no, smoking is stupid. With time, your brain will stop wanting to smoke cigarettes, because the way your social circle is affecting your moral standards is also affecting your trigger behavior reward system. So it is something that you have to understand and analyze, but this is a little bit complicated, but I will make it easier for you to digest it. So now, this is a thing that I like to do since I read that book, and I call it rewiring dopamine. So basically, what we're going to work on is on your moral standards, instead of working on the fact that you need to stop smoking. So, for example, for me, it was that I myself don't like to lie to myself. I like to be honest with myself about everything. So if I know that smoking is bad, I know that I read a book that told me how my brain works and why I am actually smoking and enjoying smoking, because I use my moral standard against my addiction, that I don't want to lie to myself, I was able to basically stop smoking from one day to the other, because I said, okay, I get this craving to smoke, but Brian, you know how the brain works, you know why do you like to smoke, you know what you get in your brain every time you smoke, but you know it doesn't make you good. So stop lying to yourself and don't smoke. And like I say, I had like a year smoking, more than a year smoking. So it is not that I had 2 days, 3 days smoking and that's it. No, I had more than a year smoking, and I was able to stop it, because it is really actually really incredible the power your moral standards have over how you behave and how your brain produces dopamine. So what I need you to work on in these next days, because I don't expect everybody to stop smoking from one day to the other. What I need you to work on is I need you to find what type of moral standards could actually make you change smoking, because the fact that you think that if you get stressed you have to smoke to release stress, it is a lie. It is a lie you are telling yourself, because you are not solving the problem that's making you stress, and you are creating another problem in your body. So it is a big lie. And if you tell me you smoke because you like the taste of the cigarette, well, you're actually a really particular person, because not many people like the taste of the cigarette. If you actually taste it and feel it in your mouth, I'm pretty sure you will say this actually doesn't have a good taste, unless you are vaping or any other kind of thing. But I need you to change your moral standards, okay? You're going to rewire the way your brain produces dopamine. So now, for me, I feel a lot better knowing that I'm true to myself, and I get even happier when I get the craving of smoking a cigarette and I say no and I don't smoke it. I feel proud of myself. So in that proudness, my brain produces that dopamine hit and say, you are doing well, Brian, and it makes me feel even better than before. So I want you to start using the power of rewiring dopamine and rewiring your moral standards. And I'm pretty sure that with time, this is going to help you stop smoking cigarettes. So guys, this was the video for today. Remember to like and subscribe and share it to your friends also. If you want, follow me on my social media also, because I'm always posting about the books I read and the amount of things I'm doing. I'm fully focused right now, guys, in trying to read the most that I can, learning the most that I can, to bring you also the most that I can. So with that said, see you in the next one.